Hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Coco and Rosh are here, and we are continuing Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
Hello, Chaplin.
We just finished with the instructions on how to use the video, which is some very fancy technology.
Yeah, never seen anything like it. Right, remember, just examine anything that catches your eye and you'll do fine.
The footage from Knight's holding cell. Other than the victim being attacked by that dog, I can't see what else it might show us. But suppose we're wrong. What could we be looking at instead?
Cannot wait to see this fox mauling a man.
Could the person in the footage be someone other than Knight? And if so, could whatever's attacking them be something else too? I should keep both questions in mind while reviewing the footage.
You never know what you're going to see once you start looking at things up close. Check every detail, sir. You'll find something, I'm sure of it.
What in this footage seems odd? I will... Oh. Damn, went fast.
The shape.
Whoa, wait a second.
That's a bear. Is it the other prisoner?
Oh. Sir, look. Huh?
Right.
I suspect we may have made a critical error of judgment. What we're looking at here is no dog. This animal is a pig. That's not a dog. It's a bear.
What? So the paw prints from the photo I took...
We're not canine, but ursine.
I mean, what's a bear other than a big dog?
A bear? So, could that mean...
That was a
twist.
Yeah, but also the fur is different.
Yeah, completely different. Maybe.
Yes, I think it could. After all, who else do we know with such a pet? And if we were mistaken about the creature in the footage, it's not inconceivable that we were mistaken about the person in the footage too.
Maybe there's something in there that could prove it, sir. Something that shows it wasn't a Knight.
You're right. We can't see the person's face, which means a direct identification is out of the question. But perhaps there's something that can tell us who they were indirectly. Did they have the, neck brace? Indirect...
Or were they ripped to shit? Like... Indirectly, like the mirror.
Yes, it's certainly worth a look. Let's see a good spot. I can't even tell what I'm looking at.
Well, he's not in the mirror now. He's sort of like bent over, that's a cop hat.
Maybe that'll be enough, because he wouldn't have a cop hat.
I suppose we can try.
The figure is reflected in the mirror here too. Is that a hat?
look like the hats the guards wear, sir. Oh, jeez, is that what I think it is?
Have there been any reports of one of the animals attacking a guard recently?
No that I've heard of.
So this may not be a guard at all, but someone dressed as one. Oh, yeah, they did mention something to that
like
effect.
a police officer had his thing stolen?
Yeah.
Take that!
Forgot about that. So, no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know. But we did hear about a guard's spare uniform being stolen. Could the person in the security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempting to escape without being noticed?
A guard disguise? I guess it might work. Wait, weren't we just talking about someone?
We were indeed. Someone who seems to have successfully made his escape. We had assumed that it was night in the security footage.
Well, it was his cell. It's hardly a crazy theory.
Perhaps, but now that we know about the hole under the bed, it is no longer the only possibility. Whoever had access to the tunnel could very well be the one caught on camera. And who was that, Mr. Edgeworth? Would you care to tell the court who you believe this person to be? The person in the security footage is...
Hey, Faraday.
Yes!
Take that!
I believe I know who our guard in disguise is. It is none other than Rocco Calcerato, the prisoner who recently escaped from this facility. I'm confident it's him because he was assigned a polar bear cub as his companion.
That video was all black.
Indeed, and we have evidence that explains why. The evidence that explains the polar bear's dark fur is...
He shaved it. His polar bear skin is black, as we all know.
Probably crawling through the tunnel, maybe?
That would be my guess. Yeah. Surely, right?
Take that!
I guess not.
Oh, I guess not.
Hey, let's actually do what Edgeworth suggested and look at the evidence after having been gone for...
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for just,
Indeed, and the nature of the treatment may well hold the key. Okay.
You're like, no, you dumb fuck. Here it is.
Dark Mud's pack.
Take that!
Recall, if you will, Mr. Frank Sawit's testimony.
Rubber glove I dropped.
Would you care to explain why it's so dirty, dirty, dirty?
Oh, jeez. Oh, of course. That's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was given one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened.
I see. And around what time would that have been?
Let's see, the show had already started, so around 9 a.m. perhaps. I'm sorry, this bit isn't good.
The funnier thing is that usually during these flashbacks, they do put a reverb, so it's not gonna. The reverb's gonna have a reverb.
Yes! the thing. The thing is, the more mud I applied, the more
in the zone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. There's no trance quite like the trance one enters when one slathers an animal with thick black mud.
While the circus performance was underway, he was giving one of the animals a mud pack treatment.
And that animal could have been...
Indeed, a polar bear. Mr. Edgeworth, your latest assertion simply introduces yet another contradiction. The footage from the... How rude. I fully understand, Your Honor, and your doubts are entirely justified. Mr. Sawat mentioned applying the mud pack while the circus performance was underway. And this does indeed introduce a new contradiction concerning the security footage.
It does?
Yes, let's put it this way. When would you expect the footage to have been recorded, Kay?
If it was taken right after he applied the mud pack treatment, it should have been around 9 a.m.
In which case, something isn't right about the footage.
Really? And what's that?
What new contradiction does the security footage introduce relative to when it was recorded? Well, the time is 6.
Yeah.
Does it matter what time we do it, or just...
Take that!
You would think, yeah.
Mr. Sawat said he administered the treatment at around 9 a.m. In which case, the security footage should also show a time of around 9. However, the timestamp says 6:42 a.m. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. All except 3. Mr. Canis, who remained in his cell in maximum security. Mr. Sawat, who was administering a mud pack treatment in the workshop. And Rocco Carcerato, who had been waiting that precise moment to put his escape plan into action. I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Sawat before entering the tunnel. Look at it go!
Yeah!
And the bear then slipped out of Mr. Sawat's grasp to run after its human. Mr. Sawat would have then left the workshop to pursue the bear. Exit pursued by bear.
Exit pursuing bear.
At which point he saw Mr. Canis's dog retrieving the murder weapon from Knight's body. It all fits perfectly, except for the security footage, which should have been recorded from around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off.
Why would the timestamp be wrong?
Detective, I would like you to have the security camera examined. Right away, please.
I'm back, sir. I just talked to the guards and... This is really embarrassing. Seems like the time codes can slip in these cameras if they lose power.
What?
They're pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off?
Which would mean the power was off for approximately 3 hours at some point.
Not all, sir. You remember how Knight denied stealing the keys? No one believed him considering, well, you know, he seemed kind of like the only suspect. Turns out that wasn't all he said. He also said he was knocked out cold, just like the other guy.
Which may not necessarily have been a lie. Darling, there you are!
Yeah!
How goes the investigation? Is there anything I can do to help things along?
Just be there.
Yes, beautiful creature. Actually, this might be something we can do for you, Warden Lagarde. The escapee, Mr. Carcerato, I believe, he may still be on the premises. He's disguised as a guard. Use the proof should you need it. We're reasonably certain that the person captured on this tape is our man. And if I am correct, he might even be right here in this room with us now.
Hey, Carcerato would have been wearing a bracelet, right?
Yes, a bracelet that could easily be hidden under the sleeves of his stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors out of the prison proper don't have those sensors that detect the bracelets installed. If he avoided doors with sensors, he could simply wait for an opportunity to finally make his escape.
That cop is experiencing a level of like self-control that I do not know police officers have. He's just staring at that button. It's Reezy! You know, with the fire alarm?
Yep. So pretty. Must press into indent. Well, yes, I suppose he could. He'd just have to avoid the workshops and the cells and... Oh my. He's one of you, isn't he? He's here right now. Aww. Didn't come through.
Oh, man.
Look, it's Teddy!
Hey, paws off! Get your mitts off of me, you big palooka! Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm our suspicions. Dang it, kid. If it wasn't for you, Ida. What a thing it is to be loved, huh, Mr. Carcerato? I'm almost envious.
Oh
Damn.
no! Divorce not going well?
Gods, apprehend this man. A moment, if you will. I have some questions for our would-be escapee. If we are to learn the truth, I will need to speak with him. With your permission, of course. I can hardly say no now, can I? Well, come on then. Hit me with your best shot. Mr. Carcerato's escape route led directly into Knight's cell. So it's highly possible he has something to offer. Tell me, what you were doing on the day Mr. Knight's body was discovered?
Steering.
So it was you guys, huh? You're the ones who found my secret getaway tunnel. You know how long it took me to dig that frickin' thing? I had me a guard's uniform, a hole dug, and a plan in place, so I went for it on the day you found the guy. But then this little guy had to come right after me. A sack of fur was covered in mud too. Had to go back to our cell. Ah, I would have gotten away with it if somebody hadn't off night and brought you bums down here. You claim to have dug that tunnel just now. How exactly did you do it? How? Use everything I could get my hands on, see? Hammers, spoons, you name it. Spent every dime I had on this cockamamie fixer. And what do I get to show for it now, huh?
Do not be disheartened, friend. Tomorrow is another day. You just hear like a really dry crunch as he eats one of those rice cakes. He's having the best time. He hasn't had so much entertainment in ages.
There's an outside chance Mr. Carcerato and Knight met face to face just before Knight's death. I should see what other details I can extract from him. So it was you guys, huh? You're the ones who found my secret getaway tunnel.
Hold it!
Shut up! Who are you telling to hold it? The tunnel, you don't know nothing. You don't know what I had to do. Had to come crawling to the fixer monk. Had to grovel and kowtow day after day after day. How you gonna give me back the hours, huh? The days, the months? I can't get a word in edgewise. You should have never stuck your noses in my tunnel. Never! You know how long it took me to dig that frickin' thing?
Hold it!
So the tunnel was all your own work? Every inch. You see anybody else in my cell when you was there, That's quite an effort, even for an athlete.
Ah, now that I think of it, that is an insane amount of digging for one guy. Why didn't you get your bear to help? They do that in the wild. They love it.
Yeah, well, you don't even know the half of it, kid. But I ain't like I had a choice. Trust nobody and don't get caught. Them's the rules the con's gotta live by.
Huh. You know, the rules of being a great thief are pretty similar.
Okay, I'd rather you didn't start sympathizing with the suspect.
Oh, all right. I was just joking, Mr. Edgeworth.
It ain't no stinking joke to me. You punks owe me. I had me a guard's uniform, a hoe dug, and a plan in place. So I went for it on the day you found the guy.
Hold it!
The uniform, was that from the fixer too? Uh-huh, sure was. Heard he had something on one of the guards.
Crunch.
I had the guy swipe it from a pal's locker. And were you wearing it when you were crawling through the tunnel? Nope. Would've got dirt on it. Had to hold on to it till I got to the holding cell. And once I was out of there all dressed up, opening the cell door should have been a piece of cake. Here we go, I thinks. Freedom beckons. And then the furball here jumps up at me. Which would be the moment captured on camera. I see. I'd be grateful if you could add that to your testimony. Once I was out of that tunnel and all dressed up, opening the cell door should have been a piece of cake. But then this little guy had to come right after me.
Hold it!
When was it that you realized you were being pursued by a bear? Right when I'd gotten out of the tunnel. Right when I thought I was home free. Urgh. You didn't notice anything before that? When you were in the tunnel, perhaps? Nah, he wasn't around. I made sure of it. Knew the little guy would have been all over me like a rash if he had been. I was so close I could smell it. And then there he was, the little bum.
Mean your friend? Poor Teddy.
Me nothing. He rumbled me last time, and now he's rumbled me again. Kids all over me. What am I supposed to do? Coming after me yesterday was bad enough. The sack of fur was covered in mud too. I go back to our cell.
Hold it!
You didn't consider trying to escape with Teddy? Woulda if I coulda, but all that mud would have given us away. Chances to break out of the slammer don't exactly grow on trees, pal. When one comes along, you gotta do it right. Foiled by the one who loves him most. It's almost tragic.
You wouldn't have any experience with that, would you, Edgeworth?
Would you?
You wouldn't have any experience with that, would you, Edgeworth? Being foiled by the one who loves him the most?
I have no idea what you're talking about. There's an outside chance Mr. Castrato and I met face to face just before his murder. I should listen carefully to each of his statements and look over the evidence we have.
Need to press him in that amended one. It's the next one, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hold it!
Opening the cell door should have been a piece of cake, you say? Sure, anything seems easy after dragging yourself through a hole in the ground. And you are familiar with the layout of the detention center even though you live in the prison? Why wouldn't I be? It ain't like I never been there before. If he's familiar with the detention center, then he'd surely be aware. But unlike the doors in the main prison, the holding cell doors are locked with actual keys. And I'm sure Mr. Carcerato would have needed that particular piece of evidence to make his escape.
Silky. Is it this one? Yeah.
Objection!
You claim that leaving the holding cell would have been a piece of cake, as you put it. Yeah, you got a problem with that? Because we can make it a problem if you catch my drift. Even once you had reached Knight's cell, you still had another door to contend with. How exactly did you plan on opening it? Mr. Carcerato, I posit that leaving the cell would have been a piece of cake only because you had the key. I don't got no stinking key. I didn't need one. It was a piece of cake because the door was open. I walked right out.
Objection!
Yes, I suppose the Knight's cell was vacant by that point. There would have been no reason to lock it. And it was indeed unlocked when I went to examining it for myself. So perhaps when you'd finally succeeded today, it was truly unlocked because it was after the murder. But you had attempted to escape previously.
Yeah, security footage shows. Sorry. The security footage shows when you tried and failed because Teddy caught you.
Which was during the circus performance before the body was discovered. The holding cell was still locked at that time because no one knew that Knight had been killed yet. Therefore, you must have had the key to his cell on you. Without it, your escape would have not been possible. Are you saying? Could he really have? I believe he could, yes. The theft of the keys was, in fact, perpetrated by none other than Mr. Carcerato. He is the one who attacked the guard. But not just the guard, Knight too, all to gain possession of the guard's keys. It wasn't me, you lousy bum! I didn't even know this Knight guy!
Objection!
People don't know this Knight guy.
After you stole the keys, you went back to your cell to avoid suspicion. And then you waited for the perfect moment to escape. A moment when the prison would be almost deserted. That's right, the moment of the show, just before the discovery of the body. Unluckily for you, that particular attempt was thwarted by your furry friend. Says who, huh? You got proof, genius? This ain't your win yet, nuh-uh. Knight knocked the guard out for the count, and everybody knows it.
Objection!
Don't play games with me. Knight was as much a victim as the guard in this case. As a matter of fact, I have proof that Knight had been attacked in his cell. What's this? Oh, that's the tarp.
Is it the wiped floor?
Yep. Confirmed as Knight's.
Take that!
We found traces of Knight's blood on the cleanly wiped floor of his cell. What could possibly explain such a thing other than him having been attacked? And it was you who attacked him! You ambushed the both of them and stole the keys! Why, I oughta... What's with you, huh? That newspaper wiped that blood up good. Ain't no way you should have found it.
Okay, but why did you think you had to wipe it up anyway?
If they'd checked Knight in the guard's hands, they would have seen those two never came to blows. But that blood giving up the whole game. Ain't no way they don't figure there was a third man in the ring. Plus, once they started sniffing around on the floor, they would have found the tunnel in a heartbeat. So you wiped up the blood to buy yourself a little more time, so you could wait for a better opportunity. Sadly, the opportunity you sought wasn't good enough to get you clear of the prison, it seems. Now, hand over the keys. Right in the kisser.
Love the updated sprites so much.
Killed by a lousy, stinking bum. Fine, you want keys? Here, I hope you choke on him.
Overruled.
Wait a moment. If Mr. Katsurato here had the keys. Indeed, Your Honor. Your theory relies on Knight having used the keys he allegedly stole to escape his cell. That was the only way he would have been able to enter Mr. Saint's cage and be moved to the workshop. Unfortunately for you, we now know that the theory cannot possibly be true.
Guess this changes things up a bit, yeah? Now the only person who could have moved Knight's body is the one person who knew about that tunnel.
No, you gotta be frickin'...
Mr. Carcerato, you're under arrest. Come quietly now, pal.
Oh, wait, you got the wrong guy. I didn't do nothing. Alright, fine. I knocked those two chumps out, and I stole the keys. But after that, I went right back to my cell and waited for my moment. Next time I went to Knight's cell, there was nobody around, and I mean no body. Plus, his body was found in the workshop. You think I just magicked my way in there or something? I couldn't even have gotten out of my cell. Indeed, you only had the key to Knight's cell. You couldn't have left your own cell back in the prison. But Mr. Canis's dog could. What? It was not you, but Helmut who moved the body from your cell to the workshop.
Oh, you're saying he wasn't the only con in this conspiracy?
Boo.
Hey.
Indeed, one can easily imagine that Mr. Katsurato and Mr. Canis might have worked together. Mr. Katsurato could have killed Knight and dragged him back to his cell.
And then Mr. Canis's dog took him from there to the workshop.
There are no restrictions on the animal's movements within the prison. Movement between the detention center and the prison proper, however, is tightly controlled. There was only one possible route, and only you could have taken advantage of it, Mr. Katsurato. How can you be so sure, huh? Maybe there's more of him, and you just don't know. The thing tells me that digging even a single tunnel was arduous enough. You got that right. You try scraping more than one hole in the dirt with a spoon. Lucky for me, I didn't have to dig the whole way. Somebody already did a bunch of the work for me. What? You didn't dig the entire tunnel yourself? Nope. Found it when they put me in that cell. Ran all the way from there to the well at the yard already. Even looked down the well to check it from there. It was the same tunnel, alright. I just made good on what somebody else already started. Then what was the original tunnel for? Who knows? You're the one with all the answers, pal. Maybe somebody else tried to break out.
Who's dug it? Like, to get water from the well or something.
I've heard of more plausible scenarios than that in B-grade movies, Kay. Damn.
Brutal.
Well's dry, kid. Ain't no water to be had down there. Though, come to think of it, a smell. Yeah, always smelled kinda nice down there. Nice? Gee, I don't know. Smelled like some sort of dessert, I guess.
Huh.
A sweet scent. That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, didn't Missile lead us in to a sweet scent? I don't remember what evidence it would be for it, but I'm sure he led us to a sweet scent.
Yeah, like chocolate, I think it was?
I think so. We'll need to look at the evidence. I don't know.
Yeah, prison search. Nothing. That's a chest. That's a security camera.
Not that. No. 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 It won't be the bell because yeah.
Sweet scent can be detected.
Oh, okay.
Take that!
Detective Gumshoe noticed a sweet smell when we were examining the knight's body. With the help of a police dog, we followed the scent of the body and traced it back through the prison. And that, Mr. Carcerato, was how we found your tunnel. Just notice the time. So we will end this episode right here. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful time zone wherever you are. And as always, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Toodaloo-hoo!
Cheery.